Well, hello, my sweet peeps, my lovelies. I'm over here at this place. I want to audit this morning because it is brand new. It's spent millions of dollars for the homeless people, billions. And they built this over here. I wanted to show it to you, give you an idea of what's going on over here in Santa Maria, across the street from the government center here. And we got this homeless shelter. I think it's a temporary homeless place over here where there's people living. I'm going to show it to you right now. Right? So this is the government center on South Side and Center Point in Santa Maria. Okay? And they built this place over here. This lady over here is the one I painted a picture of her. But anyways, this whole place right here is brand new. And it's kind of like a homeless shelter type of place. Look at this lady. Over here, I painted a picture of her. And so, there's a sign, Southside Parkway, on the building. Okay, so this is for homeless people. If you guys are wondering what they spent the money on, this could be part of it. I'm doing a little investigation here for my peeps, my lovelies, and my little birdies that are all around here hunting this morning. I always like to pay attention to God's little creatures because, you know, that's nature, the way we should be acting, getting up and at it in the morning and taking care of our families, right? So anyway, these places are kind of strange. They're living inside these little buildings here. That's one of them. So there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units on this one thing right here. And each one of those is for somebody to live in. And you have some more down here. You could see the windows. And I've been watching them build this. I used to do my artwork over here. There was a fence, a chain link fence right here. And I painted a bunch of my paintings and my artwork right here against that fence, which is no longer here. And now they have these bungalow looking things. And I guess you go in through here. And what I was going to tell you is that, you know, for those of you that don't know my story, you know, I was poisoned by my ex-husband. And I have videos on here telling you about how I died and I met God and everything. It's a true story. And anyway, he managed to pretty much, you know, clean me out of house and home. And so I've been living out on the streets since 2011. And you do get, you know, targeted and picked on and bullied. I've learned a lot since I've been out here. But with all the money they have, I did go to one shelter in Goleta. But as soon as they found out that I didn't have the right skin color, they kicked me out the next day after I moved all my stuff in and everything. Because actually, the people that are in charge of those places are really not that American, if you know what I'm saying. So if you are American, you'll be the last one to get any kind of shelter at all, or any kind of help at all. They've known about me being out here homeless since 2011. I've signed up for every housing program for housing in San Luis Obispo County, in Santa Barbara County, in LA County, all over California. And I go in and sign up and fill out all the paperwork and get in line and go through the whole process. And this here is what they build. Out of all these billions of dollars, these people have about, let me see, there's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little, I guess they call them little houses, all attached to each other in here. I guess they have a community bathroom and a community kitchen or something. But I would like somebody to do the research on this if you can, my peeps, and let me know how much this thing costs to build, how many people are housing in here, how much money of the taxpayers, the billions of dollars they got for the homeless, did they use on this temporary facility? Because it's not permanent. It's out in the sun and it's not going to last. I'm telling you. It's too hot out here. There's no shade. Here's the shade tree. As you can see, there's no leaves on it. Did they plant any shade trees for these people? No. They should have trees planted all in here, all along the fence, so that the inside there too, so that you have some shade. Okay? Look at these people that gotta walk around my van over here. It's like, here's a homeless lady right here, just got done walking by my van. What are they gonna do with her? Has anybody gone up to her and asked her who she is, what her name is, how they could help her? Or are they expecting her to go to them, to sign up for a program over here where they only have a very limited amount of space? And who are they housing in here? It's not Americans, because I've been on the list since 2011. So why wasn't I contacted and offered one of these places? Because they give them out to who they want to give them out to. All right? That's why. Not that I would live in one of these, but I'm on the list. So I should have been contacted and asked, hey, we have this new place over here. What about all the new places in San Luis Obispo that they have? I moved to Portland, Oregon, and lived there in an apartment that I paid for myself, that I could afford, until the owner doubled the rent. And that was $750 a month. And then when she doubled the rent, I had to put myself in storage, my stuff and everything. And then my stuff's in storage right up the street from here. And it's been in storage ever since. So that was in, like, let me see, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 7 years that I came back over here. And I've been living out here ever since. Out on the street, auditing, looking at these places, seeing what they're doing, watching all the stuff go down. They got cameras on the corner of the building right there, aimed out at the street, which is strange. And then, you know, a wood fence up around here. So it's 2131 Southside Parkway. Authorized personnel only. That's the address. And you can see the little shelters. It's right behind Starbucks, Panera Bread, and these places over here. And looks like they're still working on them. But I think they have people living in here. They have a guard and stuff in here. So all the government buildings are all around here. That's where you get your papers, come into the United States, or your marriage licenses or whatever, in that building. Starbucks is right over there. Right there, the usual peach colored, you know, there's Starbucks drive-through. Panera Bread. And then you got this place across the street from Betaravia, the center for the Social Security, children's services and everything are over here. And then so anything you might need, you can walk across the street. I guess that's convenient. Walk across the street and get married, go to Panera Bread or Starbucks. But this is not exactly a comfortable place for people to be living. there's no shade in there, and it gets really hot right here. I used to paint out here, like I told you, and I'd be standing out in the sun painting, and I couldn't last very long. And for them to put this out here with no shade, you know, sometimes you got to use your toboggan and think about what you're doing. And if you've never been homeless and you've never had to live out here in the sun with no shade, then you would know that this is pretty lame. You have shade over here and solar for the cars. You know? That's for the cars, but over here, that's my whole problem with these places that they plan out and they build because they're temporary. They cost a lot of money. I don't know who's living in there. And there's no shade, which is the lamest thing. They've got them all close together, shoved in there like they're trying to show the government that they're using the money for this. Those doors are all open. That must be the bathroom right here. But who could live in here? I couldn't. There's no way I could live in one of these little tiny places like this. No way. It'd be very temporary. There's not that many of them in there. And they're in the complete full strength of the sun all day long with no shade. They planted no shade trees and they have no shade for these people. So if somebody could do the research on this and see who over here in the government center planned all this. Hello, good morning. How you doing? Say hi to my peeps. Buenos dias, my peeps. Anyway, somebody here in the government planned out this whole thing over here, and they forgot the trees and the shade. Oh, let's put these buildings out here in the hot sun and just put them out here on the corner in the middle of town where these people have absolutely zero privacy, zero noise pollution control. As soon as this bed Arabia gets going and all these people get going around here, there will be no silence. No peace and quiet, none of that. The sun will be blasting down on this corner right here on Center Point and Parkway. Center Point and South Side. Blasting this whole area. And I mean, if you work there, it's one thing. But if you live there and you think you're gonna hang out over here, I hope they have some air conditioning in these little huts. It looks like they may have air conditioning. They have cameras, but they're very small. And it doesn't matter if you have air conditioning. The shade would help on the cost of the air conditioning. So they need some tarps up there on the top. A lot more shade. Shade trees, better planting. And, you know, the area, there's plenty of areas all around Santa Maria. Orchid, Lompoc, all over the place, that they could go build something and use all this money, and I'm sure they used plenty of it on this place, to build some permanent houses. This is all temporary, very little tiny places. And tell me why I haven't been contacted by any of these people. They have my phone number, they have my address, they have my social security number, they have all my information. And here I am still, living outside in my van, which they know, and they stop me all the time on a weekly basis. They know my name, they know everything about me. They've arrested me. Have they ever offered me any kind of housing or assistance at all, ever? The answer to that question is a big fat N-O. No. And people ask me, why haven't you put your name on the list for housing? Why haven't you gotten yourself any help? I mean, most of those people out there are drug addicts and losers, you know. No, they're not. You got that wrong. They're just like me. They lost their houses. Everything's too expensive. Can't even rent a one-bedroom apartment for less than $1,700 a month. I mean, come on. So, you know, the people that are homeless out here are not all drug addicts and losers and, you know, everything that people say. And I put my name on every single list you can imagine, and filled out all the paperwork for all the housing in San Luis Obispo County and Santa Barbara County, like I told you, over and over and over, reaching out to these people and asking them how to go about the process. How do I get in there? They definitely don't come to you. You have to go to them and get on a list, if the list is even open. And then once you go through that whole process and they tell you, okay, we'll call you in about a month. About 2 months ago in Lompoc, they told me that. I haven't heard from a soul. Nobody. You get completely ghosted. They do nothing with your information. Zero. I've never been contacted. They've never offered me housing. They've never showed me anything, any kind of housing that's available to me. On the contrary, when I did get housing and they found out that I wasn't of another ethnicity, they kicked me out. So, you know, so I don't know how they got into here, or how they got picked, or what if they got themselves on a list, or what the case may be, but you know, they obviously have a place inside there. So if you guys want to do a little research on this place, that's the address, and I would love to see in the comments what they spent on this joint. These guys got a car. They got some parking spots. I mean, if you're going to stay in here and get up and go to work and get out of here, that's one thing. But if you're older like me, and you can't get up every day and go to work, because I'm, you know, I have issues with my migraines and PTSD and stuff like that. And so, you know, I need a place that's nice and cool with some shade, where I could sit outside and read or work on my computer or whatever. These places, you can't. This place is to sleep and get out and go to work. It's not for anybody my age. I mean, I'm going to be 65 next year. So this is it. I wanted to show this to you. I'm going to go upload the video so you can see it. And let me know what you think, okay, my peeps? Much love. I hope you have an awesome day. I did some auditing yesterday with my buddy, Matthew the King. And I sure do miss the alrighty boy, the legendary Nasty Nathaniel. Dang. He took off to the Philippines. Anyway, I'll talk to you all soon. I hope you're doing really fantastic, because I love you a lot. Ta-ta.